Here are 3 counterintuitive reasons it might actually be easier to diet whilst your training volume is lower. 1. Lower performance demand. When you're training a lot, the range of a suitable calorie deficit is much lower than when you're training less. If your performance demands are lower, you can generally get away with a larger calorie deficit without feeling the negative impacts, without feeling like you've been hit by a truck from under eating, which you might do if you were in a large calorie deficit whilst your training volume was high. It's a lot easier to be feeling a little bit lethargic from dieting if you're sitting at a desk for most of the day versus if you're training 5 to 6 hours a day. Number 2, lower hunger, potentially. Now, this is highly individual, but for some people, as soon as they add a high volume of training, their appetite goes up, and this can entirely compensate for the increase in their calorie expenditure from the training. So for example, if you add an extra workout and that burns, let's say 500 calories, but your appetite also increases to provoke you to consume another 500 calories, then we say that your appetite increase has compensated for your exercise. This can work the other way as well. Some people feel less hungry when their activity level is high. It's really down to the individual on this one and your own personal response. And finally, number 3, time. If you're training like a professional 5-6 hours a day, then you probably don't have much time to cook and prepare and plan your meals, especially if you're trying to work on top of this as well, as many fighters will have to do. However, if your training volume is much lower, you simply have more time to shop, to plan, to prepare your meals, and most likely more energy as well, as you're not going to be so fatigued from training. Now, the take-home point of this is not necessarily to reduce your training if you're trying to lose weight, but more to focus on manipulating the diet side of things rather than trying to exercise more if you're trying to lose weight, because of those reasons that I just mentioned, that exercising more actually counterintuitively might make it harder to lose weight. If you're ready to stop winging it with your nutrition, click the link in my bio to get your free fighter nutrition report, and you can also read more about my fighter nutrition course and my one-to-one nutrition coaching.